Hello, earphone fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Back Bay Audio Runner 14 wireless in-ear earbuds. And these hang over the ears, which makes them great for exercising. There are others in this line. This is the base unit. There are others that are possibly better. Okay, and they do claim on here somewhere it says that this is tuned in Boston. They should have tried harder. Yeah. Anyways, so let's take a look at the actual product. It's taking the sleeve off and setting aside the instructions and the extra instructions for the base mode, which actually is very important. You get nubs, a set of 3 pairs. You also get a charging cable in this little box right here. I'm sure you wouldn't know. I'm sure you know what a charging cable and nubs look like, so I won't show you that. Good Lord. All right, hold on a second here. It's going crazy. All right, here it is. I love this color. This is beautiful. However, it's also slippery. If your hands are dry, this will easily slip out of your hands. And there you have it. Aren't those gorgeous? I mean, to me, that color is just, it doesn't stay open by itself. There we go. Have to have it flat. Okay. So you can see there is an LED display showing the charging level. And you can see, actually, these come with the charging posts covered. But this is flexible rubber, silicone. So you just take it. And, oh, by the way, they're backwards in the case. Left and right, opposite of what you would expect. So it just goes like this. And that's pretty nice, right? I think so anyways. It fits nicely in the ear. It doesn't fatigue the ear. But I'm going to be reading a little bit more about this in a minute. As we know, it's wireless. It uses Bluetooth 5.2. What? And what can I tell you about it? Controls are touch. And it has the functions of... Oops. What the heck is that? That was weird. It has functional LEDs on both the earphones and the case. It has a microphone. The charging cable is USB-A to magnetic 4-pin, if I remember correctly. Is that right? USB-A? No, USB-A to USB-C. I made a mistake there. Sorry about that. It does have music, bass, and voice recording modes, but no phone mode. It has IP rating of X7, which means 7 out of 9 for waterproofing. So that's really good for waterproofing. No protection for dust, though. It is suitable for some exercises. I mean, honestly, for me personally, I think it's probably okay for most exercises, if not all of them. And then the noise canceling is declared on the listing as CVC noise cancellation, but it doesn't give any specs as to like how many decibels or anything like that. I don't understand what CVC means. It does have a voice assistant that you access by doing a triple tap on the left ear. The frequency response range is 20 to 20,000 hertz. It has a playtime of 6 hours, a capacity of 50 milliamp hours per ear, and a signal range of 10 meters, which is about 33 feet or so. I don't know how much extra time you get from using this because this holds more electricity. So you put it in, it recharges. You put it in, it recharges. So how many times do you have to recharge before you have to recharge the case itself? I don't know. However, the capacity of the case is 650 milliamp hours, and the charging time for the case is 2 hours, and the impedance is 4 ohms. Now, I can't tell you that I understand for sure, but I would imagine that impedance is that's low is better than high. But if you know a lot about this stuff, would you please put in about that and about the sensitivity where it is decibels per milliwatt at 1 kilohertz, and then the frequency response range is normally 20 to 20,000, but sometimes it's 20 to 40,000, and sometimes it's less than 20,000 at the high end. Okay, this is complying with CE, FCC, and ROHS. Both the case and the earbuds run on 3.7 volts. Now, of course, because this is a USB device, it runs on 5 volts, and it takes in 500 milliamps, and then it outputs, I think the case is what it was talking about here, 5 volts, 40 milliamps, but I'm not entirely sure that that is correct. So if anybody wants to correct me, feel free. I'm just sharing the knowledge that I was able to pick up by looking at the documentation, looking at the case, looking at the listing, and hoping they would actually provide everything that they should have provided, but didn't necessarily turn out to be that way, which is, it's irritating. It's irritating. So it's a nice set. Don't get me wrong. However, it could have been better. So I did some testing on this Chinese pair that's tuned in Boston, and again, they should have done a better job. It does come with a 1-year warranty, so that's something. It passed the base test of the Hi-Hacker Ultimate Headphone Test, 200 to 10 until 10 hertz, full volume. It passed the treble test, 8,000 to 14,900, and then actually it didn't pass. It was a little bit lower than average, and then from 14,900 to 17,000, there was no sound, and then after 17,000, there was a faint tone sound that was going on, or tones, I should say. The driver quality, which is for the bass, is a full volume test, and there was buzzing during that one, which should not happen. And during the driver balance test, it did very well until it got near the top, and then there was a shift to the right ear of the sound, which should not have happened. But I think overall, that's okay. Now, I did 3 directional sound tests. The Lion Studios high definition 3D test, which it marginally passed under the normal music mode, as it also did with the Dolby Presents Universe and the THX Spatial. Hear the difference. So yeah, I was like not impressed. I was like, wow, that just barely squeaked by. So I had written down pass, marginal pass, and then I thought, well, let's try the bass mode and see what happens. And I did, and it did pass nicely with using the bass mode. So I would suggest that, especially if directional sound is important to you because you're a gamer or whatever, that you turn on bass mode. Now, obviously, the speakers may not may drain the battery faster, but that's okay. If you need directional sound, you need directional sound. Now, if you don't need directional sound and you don't need a little bit extra bass, then just use the regular music mode and it'll sound just fine. You won't notice, most likely, unless you're just like this super sensitive person when it comes to this sort of thing. Now, of all the 16 headsets that I have tested so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, including this one. But this is the only one where I had to turn on another mode to make it comfortably pass. Now, finally, I did the testing of the wireless signal range. So first, what I did is I put my phone over here, and I put the case next to it, And I walked to the other end of my apartment, which is about 40 feet, to see if I could get all the way there and not have the signal drop or get garbled or spotty or anything like that. And I wait there for a while and I do a little dancing around and stuff to try and trigger it, and nothing happened. So it was fine. It got all the way to 40 plus feet. So that's more than the 10 meters that they had been talking about. Then I checked to see how it does with barriers in the way. This is a 4-stage test. It only passed the first stage, which is 2 walls, some appliances, and 15 feet approximately. So that was not wonderful, in fact. But to be fair, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wireless headsets that I have tested, only 3 of them have done better than that. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. Now, I did it again, but this time I left my phone here. I had my case in hand, headset on obviously, and I walked the 40 feet again. This time, however, when I got to 40 feet, it started cutting in and out. So I moved up a bit to about 37, and then 35, and then 33. And then finally at 30 feet from here, the signal no longer was cutting out. So it doesn't do as well if you carry the case away from the phone, which is actually, I absorbed a total of 4 of these that have that particular issue. The HiZA, the Future Techer, and the VR Cube, sorry, and this one. Finally, I tested again to see how it would handle barriers, and again, it only was able to survive the first step or stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 others only got this far. 1, 2, 3 got as far as the second stage, and only 1, which actually is a full headset around the ears by One Audio that has both wired and wireless modes. That's the only one that completed all 4 stages. This one did not. So I hope that information helps you. It is comfortable. It has nice sound. I think for the average person, it's going to be perfectly fine. I think that just for people who need directional sound and very high quality, like say if you're working in a studio and you want to use the wireless headset, that this might not meet your needs. It depends. I mean, if you're just doing screaming music, I guess it's fine, but if you're doing like really high-end stuff, you might want to look at one of the other ones that I've reviewed. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Need to ask for your help. I'm sorry. On December 11th, 2024, Amazon terminated me and used false accusations against me. And on December 17th, I had my left shoulder operated on. I'm getting a lot better. I can do some things with my hand and my arm, but it's still pretty limited. If you could please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications for my channels, that would really help. If you want to help me financially and you can afford to, you can go to my Glenn's Fast Reviews and you can do a super thanks as a donation there. If you want to donate on a monthly basis, you can become a member there. And or you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to say thank you to bleepingcomputer.com for allowing me to post messages on their forum about my videos. Thank you so much. And don't forget to visit them. They offer a lot of wonderful resources for people who are using computers. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.